Salutations and greetings, and welcome to my channel, and welcome to the second part of my developing C41 colour films at home. This could be described as the results show. Let's get into it. As you may remember from the last episode, I developed a Kodak Portra 400 35mm film in Bellini C41 chemicals using the CineStill temperature control unit. I shot the original film on my Nikon F4 and it was on a walk on the south bank of the Thames. Let's have a look at the images. Now, in colour correcting them, I used Lightroom and I used Negative Lab Pro. This is my laser cut negative carrier, which I use on a light table. And in order to get a reference base colour for the film, I use this little section of leader. Clamped that in and I scanned that into my scanning camera for the whole exercise, which was the Nikon D800. So there you have it. On the scanning side, things largely went very smoothly. The D800 was the scanning camera mounted on my copy stand. Obviously, because it hasn't got a tilty screen, it was a little bit less convenient for focusing and framing, but the 36 megapixel scans are absolutely fabulous. I use the 60mm macro nickel, which is razor sharp, and that worked very well. It wasn't so easy getting the color balance. And even though, as I showed you before, I used a piece of scanned film, my first attempt was a bit shaky. It definitely looked a bit old 1970s print. And finally, I got it dialed in, and I think what I've got in the previous images is pretty close to the correct color balance for Portra 400. Please let me know how badly I've messed up on this one. But this is early days for me with this process. Negative Lab Pro I'm very familiar with black and white, but less so with colour. In fact, no experience much at all with colour. Anyway, just before we round this video out, I'm going to play you some of the images that I took using my little Olympus XA in black and white whilst I was walking along that embankment shooting on the F4. I also had my little constant companion with me. So let's just have a few of those images. Now, just before I wrap up this video, I would like to thank my latest Patreon supporter, Randy. Support on Patreon really matters because it helps keep the light on for the content creators like me and keep filming the camera and keep us going, even keep the heating turned up in this cold British winter. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, then please hit the like button. And if you enjoyed it even more, then perhaps you'd like to subscribe, because that does put a big cheesy grin on my face and keeps it there. So, until I see you again, take care of yourselves and keep taking pictures.